Summer heat may have worn out its welcome, but cooler August air is turning southern Maryland's waters into a veritable fisherman's paradise. Ready for an angling adventure? This month, both seasoned pros and weekend hobbyists are discovering that Chesapeake Bay and its creeks are bursting with opportunities, just in time for the much-anticipated striped bass season, predicted to make its comeback around the full moon on September 7th, 2025. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite challenging water conditions and some tricky, hard-to-find catches, dedicated anglers are still reeling in impressive hauls. Recently, Spanish mackerel and bluefish have surged northward in the Chesapeake, spotted all the way to Cedar Point and the HI buoy near Ship's Channel. Imagine this. On a quiet Sunday morning, local trawlers reported their coolers were brimming with bluefish, even seeing them farther north near Sharp's Island. Down in the lower bay, from point no point to the target ship, these speedy predators are eagerly snapping up trolled surgical eels and small shiny spoons. Ever heard of the Spoonbrella rig by Captain John? Ken Lamb from the tackle box swears by its effectiveness for bluefish and mackerel. In fact, anglers tossing lures into turbulent schools of bluefish on the surface are enjoying some of the most exhilarating action of the year, especially in the lower bay, where bait fish are everywhere and the bluefish are hunting with gusto. Closer to shore, the Patuxent River is glowing as a top destination for spot, those little panfish that are always a local favorite. Reports are pouring in from St. Leonard's Creek to Cedar Point of buckets full of spot, and, to the delight of many, even a few keeper-sized croaker, or hardhead as locals call them, are making an appearance. For those wondering how to maximize your catch, bottom fishing with bloodworms or peeler crab over rough bottoms in 15 to 20 feet of water remains your best bet. And here's a pro tip. Because spot are so abundant, they make irresistible bait for live lining, a classic technique for targeting larger, toothier predators downstream. Over in the Potomac River, catfish fans won't want to miss out. Mallows Bay, famous for its haunting shipwrecks and lush habitat, is drawing people with rods and reels as water temperatures dip surprisingly low, nearly rivaling the decade's coldest August readings. And what does that mean? Blue catfish are on the prowl, attacking cut bait or jigged lures with renewed energy. But here's the part most people miss. Heavy vegetation along the banks makes wade fishing tough. So anglers should head for one of the well-maintained piers at Jackson's Landing or Selby's Landing in Patuxent River Park. Safe spots that get you straight onto the fish. Flounder, another prized catch, are present in spots throughout the lower Patuxent and Potomac rivers. However, their unpredictability is part of the challenge. Some anglers report success working channel edges with gulp baits or live minnows, but patience is crucial, especially as water clarity keeps changing. The recent stretch of light winds has helped clarify the waters, a boon for all species. Yet, as always, there's a hitch. Sea nettles and jellyfish are still crowding the shallows, pushing white perch into deeper and cleaner channel waters. Lamb advises that the smartest anglers are heading to spots near oyster bars or pilings, using bloodworms or tiny lures to coax perch from their hideouts. Now, about striped bass, the undisputed trophy of southern Maryland. The latest word is their numbers have dipped, thanks to lingering warm water and recent rainstorms. Bad news for diehards, but Lamb predicts a bumper return right around the September full moon, when migrating baitfish and shedding crabs should entice the stripers back into the Patuxent and Potomac. Thinking about live lining spot along deep channel edges near Piney Point or St. George's Island? Or maybe jigging soft plastics near Cedar Point? Both are time-tested approaches. And don't forget, Maryland law mandates anglers use non-offset circle hooks for live lining, helping protect fish populations by reducing injury to released bass. Do you see this as effective conservation or unnecessary red tape? Here's a controversial point. Cobia and bull red drum continue to frustrate even veteran anglers in the lower bay, especially around the target ship and middle grounds. For those with the patience, sight casting on glassy days or chumming live eels sometimes works. But landing these giants is never guaranteed. Some still opt for trolling outsized spoons or flinging hefty paddle tails, which can lead to pulse-pounding catch and release encounters with drum too large to keep, many over the legal 31-inch limit. Is the thrill worth the wait? It's worth noting that Southern Maryland's deep fishing legacy is as old as its 1,000 miles of shoreline. Thanks to ample public access, such as at Point Lookout State Park, anyone can take advantage of these rich waters. The region's mild, late summer climate, with only the occasional thunderstorm, means ideal fishing weather, provided boaters keep a close watch on those famously fickle bay winds. For newcomers or out-of-towners, a Maryland fishing license is required for anyone 16 or older, available from the Department of Natural Resources, and fees go right back into habitat restoration. Hot topic alert. With the explosion of invasive blue catfish populations, experts are stepping up targeted removals to protect native species. Are these efforts heavy-handed, or a smart way to preserve balance in local waterways? With cooler days upon us, and prime fishing conditions stretching ahead, there's something for every angler in Southern Maryland this season. Whether you're chasing bluefish blitzes, bottom fishing for spot, or counting the days until striped bass make their celebrated return. So what's your take? Is this the best August fishing Southern Maryland has seen in years? Or are there overlooked challenges beneath the surface? Drop your thoughts, tips, and predictions, agree or disagree, in the comments below.